Let's talk about negotiation. We all do it every single day, whether you're asking for a raise, trying to get your kids to eat their vegetables, or just picking a movie to watch. But what if I told you there's a way to completely flip the script on how we negotiate? To go from fighting over scraps to making sure everyone walks away happy. Well, today we're digging into the genius Harvard method that promises to do just that. And it all starts with a super simple story. Seriously, this little parable is the key to the whole thing. So picture this. Two kids are in the kitchen, they're yelling, they're arguing. Why? Because there's only one orange left, and they both want it. So, a parent walks in, hears the commotion, and does the logical thing, right? Takes the orange, grabs a knife, slices it right down the middle, and gives one half to each kid. 50-50. Problem solved. Seems perfectly fair, doesn't it? Yep, you probably guessed it. It's totally wrong. In fact, that solution, as fair as it seems on the surface, is actually a complete and total failure. It's a classic lose-lose situation, just hiding in plain sight. So what gives? Why was that a failure? Well, because by just splitting the orange, the parent assumed they knew what each kid wanted. They stopped the yelling, sure, but they never got to the root of the problem. And because of that, both kids walked away with only half of what they could have had. And this brings us to the absolute heart of the Harvard method. It's a huge mental shift. It's all about understanding the massive difference between what people say they want and what they really, truly want. Let's break that down. A position is that hard-line demand you make. For the kids, their position was simple. I want the orange. But an interest, well, that's the underlying reason, the motivation, the real need driving that demand. It's the why that's hiding behind the what. Okay, so let's jump back to our story. Imagine if the parent had just asked one simple question. Why do you want the orange? They would have discovered something incredible. See, one kid was hungry and wanted to eat the fruit inside. But the other kid, they were making a cake and only needed the peel to get some zest. Their positions, I want the orange, were in total conflict. But their interests? Not at all. And boom, there's the light bulb moment. One child could have gotten all of the fruit, and the other could have had the entire peel. A perfect 100% win-win was just sitting there. Totally possible. But it was missed because everyone was stuck arguing about their positions. So the big question is, how do we stop splitting the orange in our own lives? Well, the Harvard method doesn't just give us the theory. It gives us a practical 4-step playbook to find these hidden win-win solutions every single time. All right, here is the game plan. Step 1, separate the people from the problem. Step 2, focus on interests, not positions. We just saw how powerful that is. Step 3 is about inventing creative options for mutual gain. And finally, step 4, you have to use fair, objective standards to land the deal. Let's quickly walk through each one. This first step is absolutely crucial. It changes the entire dynamic. The idea is, you're not opponents in a fight. You are partners trying to solve a puzzle together. As soon as you start attacking the issue instead of the person, you stop ego and emotion from killing a great deal before you even get started. Okay, step 2. This is the real engine of the whole process. You have to get curious. You need to constantly be asking why. Why do they want that? And just as important, why do I want what I'm asking for? Digging up those true interests, that's how you find that hidden common ground. Now, once you really understand what everyone's interests are, you get to the fun part, brainstorming. The goal here is not to find the one perfect answer right away. No, the goal is to just generate a ton of possibilities. Could one person get the peel and the other the fruit? Could they plant the seeds together? Don't judge the ideas. Just get them all out on the table. And finally, to make sure the agreement actually sticks, you've got to base it on something fair and objective, not just who's better at arguing. This could be something like the market value, an expert's opinion, maybe an industry standard. Using a neutral benchmark like that makes the final outcome feel solid and fair to everybody involved. And here's the really cool thing about this framework. It's not just for some high-stakes, multi-million-dollar business deal. It works for everything from buying a car to, figuring out who's doing the dishes tonight. The principles are universal. Look, if you forget everything else we talked about, just remember this one thing. In any disagreement, any conflict, train yourself to stop focusing on what people are demanding. Instead, get really, really curious about why they're demanding it. That curiosity, it's your negotiation superpower. So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Think about your work,
your family, your life right now. What's that one conflict you're stuck in? And what do you think might happen if you stopped fighting over the orange and started asking about the fruit and the peel?